So as you guys know, on this channel, I love to talk about the Call of Duty story, and generally speaking, I make one, maybe two of these videos a week, but today you're getting one back to back with what we talked about yesterday in regards to General Shepard and of course Vladimir Makarov as well. Because yesterday we got a trailer for Khaled Al-Asad. As we know, he's been added into Warzone, he has been added into Vanguard, and with that it brings up a whole bunch of questions with the story, but even more questions came up yesterday, and a ton of you on Twitter asked me to make a video on this. If you want to check out my Twitter, it'll be linked down in the description. But as far as this goes, in the trailer, they reveal something to do with Khaled Al-Asad that literally changes everything. It is like actually borderline a spoiler for Modern Warfare 2 if what everything we're going to look at in this video comes to be true. And you'll see what I mean when we dive into that. If you want nothing to be spoiled, I don't blame you, because this is some pretty insane news that part of it doesn't make any sense, and other part of it could tell us what is actually going to happen within the Modern Warfare 2 campaign and the Modern Warfare 2 story. So before we dive in and I break it down, let me first show you what I am talking about. So you can probably tell by the title of the video, but essentially what we are referring to in this video is this screen that you're seeing here from the trailer. Now, it's very hard to make out in this image, but if we actually go and have a look at Khaled Al-Asad in game, you can get a much better look at what I am talking about. So as you can very clearly tell, on the arm patch of Khaled Al-Asad, there is a Shadow Company logo. Now, just real quickly, for those of you who don't know who Shadow Company is, let's quickly go over that. So first of all, Shadow Company was originally introduced in Modern Warfare 2. They were essentially a group of paid-for mercenaries who were then bought out by General Shepard himself, which he used to turn on Task Force 141 and create essentially his own paid-for army that he was then in control of. So essentially, in the original Modern Warfare 2, the easiest way to look at them was paid-for bad guys by General Shepard. Now, jumping forward to Modern Warfare 2019, Shadow Company was introduced in Season 5 of Modern Warfare and Warzone. And essentially, they were the same sort of thing. They were paid-for mercenaries brought in to fight Khaled Al-Asad and, of course, Viktor Zakhaev, and then brought in to fight alongside Task Force 141. So this time, they were essentially the good guys, but they were just paid-for mercenaries. Now, believe it or not, this is where things get interesting, because we already know that within Modern Warfare 2, we've been introduced to a character by the name of Commander Graves. He is a commander in charge of Shadow Company, and in the mission Deepwater, which was one of the ones that we have already seen for Modern Warfare 2, he is one of the characters working alongside Task Force 141. So as of right now, with everything that we know, Shadow Company should be considered the good guys within Modern Warfare 2. Now, as we talked about in yesterday's video, it appears as though General Shepard is once again returning within Modern Warfare 2, and we don't know whether or not he will actually be the one in charge of Shadow Company or not. So that could already bring up some questions. Now, going back to Khaled Al-Asad, taking a look at this image, you can very clearly see the Shadow Company patch on Khaled Al-Assad's left arm there. Now, I've heard a theory that people were saying that this is just a reskin. They're taking one of the skins from some of the Shadow Company members that are already in the game, putting it on Khaled Al-Asad, and it just kind of messes up the story, which kind of makes a lot of sense with a lot of the story that we've already seen within Vanguard, as it really doesn't make a lot of sense. However, if you take a closer look, that is not what is going on here. So if we take a closer look here, we can actually zoom in on his arm and have a closer look at the Shadow Company patch, which is clearly there. However, right above that, there is another patch that isn't on the other Shadow Company's members, which is actually the flag for none other than Al-Qatala, the terrorist force from Modern Warfare 2019, and the people that Khaled Al-Asad is said to be in charge of. So not only does he have the Shadow Company patch, he also has the Al-Qatala patch there as well, which means this isn't just a reskin. It is put there on purpose. Now, at this point, we don't really have any explanation for this. How could he be in Shadow Company if Shadow Company are the good guys within Modern Warfare 2, unless Shadow Company actually turns on Task Force 141, ends up working with Al-Qatala because they pay more, or working with General Shepard, and then they bring Khaled Al-Asad on board? There's a lot of big questions revolving around this. Questions that will most likely not be answered till the campaign of Modern Warfare 2 is actually out, but this tells us what could potentially be going on. Now, another theory that could potentially work for this as well is the fact that, as I said years ago, Khaled Al-Asad could indeed be Hadir Karim from Modern Warfare 2019. Now, I've seen some recent evidence saying that this is not the case, as the voice actor for Khaled Al-Asad is different than Hadir in Modern Warfare 2019, but that being said, the Ghost voice actor is different as well, so that doesn't really give us some solid information as of right now. It is still a theory, and it could explain why Khaled Al-Asad, if he is Hadir, could have a change of heart and work alongside Task Force 141 once again, like he did in Modern Warfare 2019, especially if Vladimir Makarov is making a return within this game, as we talked about yesterday. Alright, so Khaled Al-Asad being a part of Shadow Company, very weird. We don't know if it's confirmed, and we won't find out until the game is actually released. The other thing I wanted to point out is a couple of cool references that are actually in this trailer. First of which is the weapon charm that we see on Al-Asad's weapon, which is a phone with his own picture on it. This brings us back to the end of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, where we saw this.
Now they've got armor, heavy weapons.
Terrorists with tanks.
Who's at the helm?
Someone new.
Nice hit. What's his name?
We don't know, but he's got friends in high places.
This is Russian intel. Where did we get this?
So of course, this is the very same image that we see on the weapon charm that we just talked about, and of course that's the tie over or crossover between Modern Warfare 2019 and what we see within the game right now. However, I think the very end of this is a lot cooler reference than anything else in the trailer, but it's a little bit more of a stretch. At the very end of the trailer, we get this scene where Khaled Al-Asad is holding up a pistol towards the camera, and he's wearing these dark clothing with a vest on, the hat, the sunglasses. I want you to pay close attention to this, and then have a look all the way back to Call of Duty 4. So as I mentioned, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I have to say it appears as though this scene from the end of the trailer, even what they went with for the background, the setting, what he is wearing, seems incredibly familiar from that scene from Call of Duty 4, which I think a cool tip of the hat to the old Modern Warfare series, and maybe something we'll even see within Modern Warfare 2. The only difference is he's holding a revolver, not a deagle. That's the main thing that you can see is the difference. So do I have all the answers for you as far as Khaled Al-Asad joining Shadow Company? As of right now, no, but I think we brought up a bunch of good points and potential things that could happen moving forward with this character. If Makarov comes in, maybe Khaled Al-Asad goes over to the good guys and tries to help them out, because Makarov, as we know from the other Modern Warfare games, is a wee bit crazy. But as of right now, we don't know. Al-Asad's wearing a Shadow Company patch. Appears as though General Shepard's coming back, potentially Vladimir Makarov. There's a lot of questions up in the air, and I can't wait to see where it goes within Modern Warfare 2. This is what we know for now. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're new, want to stay up to date on everything Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, everything like that, be sure to subscribe, have notifications on. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard.